Describe the moment you knew it would be yes.
Ooh.
For what? For you and me?
I don't know. Is it proposing or when we knew we'd be together forever?
When did I know? Oh, honestly, like our first date. That sounds crazy.
Our first date?
I knew that it was going to be like yes from like the very beginning, personally. Yeah. I would say like 2 dates in, I was like, yep. Yeah. This is gonna be the person.
I was kind of like in love at first sight. It was like, saw her, we talked, and I was like, she's the one. She's the one.
He literally sent a Snapchat to his friends and was like,
friends.
this is my future wife.
I'm gonna marry this girl, yeah.
This is
it's
crazy.
happening, yeah, for sure.
That was the first night we hung out.
Yeah. I had the vision.
You did.
Immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were so thirsty for me.
I know.
Did you ever think I would say no?
No, I always knew you'd say yes.
No, because like I basically planned my own engagement.
Yeah, he was confident. Everyone always asks him if he was nervous, and he was like, oh, I was not nervous to propose or get down on one knee. I was just a little nervous that my surprise was going to be ruined, because that was the only thing I wanted during our proposal, was to be absolutely surprised, and he did pull it off, but that was all he was nervous about. So he knew I was going to say yes.
Well, we were neighbors, but like literally living side by side, not just in the same apartment complex, but like next door neighbors for years before we even started dating. So like once we started going on dates, we were kind of like, okay, is this gonna work? And if it's not, this is gonna be really awkward because we literally are next door neighbors.
We basically met on Minecraft in 2015. And we dated for 2 years on Minecraft, and online. All we had was type into each other or Skype, and I didn't really show my face back then, so we really just fell in love with each other's personalities.
I just felt like I was home when I was with you.
Yeah.
You're my best friend, so.
Yeah, but there was no like moment, no one thing you could point to.
No, probably when you FaceTime me the next day or something, or when you were just like FaceTiming me every day, or we spend so much time on the phone at night. They were just like falling in love through FaceTime.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, what was certain that you'd say yes was when you agreed to go ring shopping. Yeah.
So Luke, long story, I'm trying to make it short. He made me a presentation, like a slideshow of our past relationship, just saying like how excited he is to meet me in person and how all of this like has led up to this moment of him meeting me in person. And I think the effort of that and just like you making our relationship a big deal made me like, I would say, yeah.
I lived in New York and you lived in LA, and we did like a Zoom date that was like our 5th date. And we did all those BuzzFeed, like what food should you have at your wedding? What dress would you wear at your wedding? But it was really weird because looking back, we weren't being like, we're gonna get married, but we were just doing these quizzes and being like, for your wedding, like not obviously not our wedding, but like for your wedding, what would you do? And it was us just planning our own wedding.
To be honest, like I think long distance is a very hard thing to devote yourself to. It's a lot of money, a lot of time. It's not easy at all. So I already knew she was wifey material, but the cherry on the cake was definitely the dedication that she showed to this relationship.
I was just like, oh, we'll probably get married. Why wouldn't we get married? It makes so much sense.
We're lesbians. I don't know. We move pretty fast,
It's a culture.
I think it was just because our morals and our values aligned, and we're both from Nashville. We both have families in Nashville, and I think the important things in realizing those is when you really know. It's when you really know when you know.